All right, man, another day, which means I have more free picks for you for the NBA on Saturday. If that interests you, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. All right, so here we are, and the first thing we have to do is recap what we did in the last slate of NBA games. As you can see, we went down 0.2 units, so basically broke even. Another mediocre day, as I wrote out right here. We had Scotty Barnes under 20.5 points, and of course, towards the end of the game, he barely went over with just having 21. He shot 8 for 20 from the field, which is obviously terrible, but I think he made 4 out of 6 of the threes he shot, which absolutely killed us. I think he had something like 6 points going into halftime, so him being able to hit this was annoying, but stuff like that happens all the time. It's a part of sports betting, and the game wasn't as big of a blowout as the last time they played, which is another reason why this went over. Now, we also had Jovic going over 12.5 points. He had 8 at halftime, but in the second half, he literally didn't make another shot. He took some shots, but he didn't make them, so he finished with 8. He had 8 going into halftime, didn't score anymore. And then right here, we had Jaime over 15.5 PRA. He had been hitting this super consistently. I think it was a solid pick. He had a good matchup, but he just didn't get as much done as I thought he was going to. He only finished with 11 or 12, and yeah, it sucks. But we did hit 3, so we went 3 for 3 overall, barely lost anything. And like I said right here at the bottom, we're working slow and steady, which is how you become profitable in sports betting. It's only a matter of time before a huge winning day gets us that big profit that we want. I see this all the time. I have a few slow days where I'm barely making any money or I'm barely losing any money, and then I break through and make 8 units in one day. This is just how it works. It's sports betting. It goes up and down, but I really do think today with the picks I have for you, we're going to make a lot of money. So let's go ahead and get into those. All I ask is hit that subscribe button and hit the like button if you enjoy videos just like this. It is 100% free. So now that that's out the way, we're over here on Props Madness looking at the first pick that we're going to take, and it's going to be that guy Kobe White to go over his assists at 4.5. As you can see right here on the season, he's averaging a little bit over this mark at 4.6, but in his last 30, he's only hit at a 46% rate, barely under half. He's only hit 14 out of 30 games. But what I want to do, like I always do, is add the minutes that he's projected to play. And in this game, he's projected to play 32 minutes. So let's put him around that range. Let's go up to 29 and then max him out at around 35. And that should give us a little bit of an idea of what he does in these minutes. And as you can see, he's hitting at a 50% right there. But what really makes this pick go over the top is when you consider that the Golden State Warriors are a bottom 15 team in the NBA when it comes to assists allowed. And when you add that filter on here, let's make them bottom. Let's look at bottom 15 teams against assists. You're going to see that his hit rate jumps up all the way to 80%. He's hitting 12 out of 15 games. He's averaging 5.4 in those games, which is well above this mark. And that's what I saw, and it's why I started to like this pick so much. You can't deny stats, and when Kobe White plays teams that aren't good at stopping assists, he goes off and he has the assists that he needs to go over the mark. And just to pair alongside that, when you look by position here against the Warriors, players are hitting their overs as well, 9 out of 15 times, and then also at a 60% hit rate. So that's obviously pretty good to see, and that's all I really have for you. It's not too complicated. If he plays in his range of minutes that we have him at, around 32, he's going to get the playing time he needs, especially against a bad defense against assists, and that should allow him to go over this mark. I'm really confident in it. I don't see many ways that he goes under, especially considering the games that he did go under, he barely went under. As you can see, he had 4, and this game is the only game where he went well below, but every other game he went over. So I like this a ton, and I do think it's a pick that you should be taking. So that's my first pick. Now, moving on to my second pick, we're going to head over here to Rudy Gobert, and we're going to take a look at his rebounds at this line of 11.5 or this line at 12.5. Either way you want to go, but I'm going to be slamming the under on either one of them. On the 11.5, you're going to get plus money on pretty much every book. On the 12.5, it's going to be favored a little bit more towards the under. Earlier, I did see 12.5 with plus money, which was obviously really good to take, but they already changed it. They fixed it. So if you want plus money, you're going to have to take 11.5. And even at 11.5, I do still think he's going to go under this mark. As you can see on the season, he's just averaging 10.4 rebounds. And then also, in his last 30, he's only hit this over 11 times, which comes out to a 36.7% rate, which is extremely low. And then, like always, you got to add in the minutes. And his projected minutes is around 36. So when we do that, we move up to 33 and max it out at 39. What you're going to see happen is his hit rate really doesn't jump up a ton. It's still just at 38%. He's still averaging below this mark at 11.3. And then when you add to that, then we're not going to see Julius Randle in this game. I want to show you what happens when he doesn't play. He went over once against a terrible Wizards team where he still played 37 minutes because the game was close. And then he went under against a good Rockets team. So that doesn't tell us too much. But what does tell us something is what happens when Dante doesn't play, because he's not going to be in this game. And when he doesn't play, as you can see, Rudy Gobert's rebounds fall way under to just a 16.7% rate, which is exactly what you want if you're taking an under. And then to top that off, in these games, he's also just averaging 9.3, which is well below this mark. And then what we can also look at is the fact that the Trailblazers are a top 16 team in rebounds allowed. So obviously not the greatest in it, but not the worst either, around mediocre. So it's not like he's going to get a ton of easy boards. And then also, just to top everything off, both times that he played the Trailblazers, he went under this mark, which obviously shows that the Trailblazers do a great job at limiting Rudy Gobert getting rebounds. So I'm taking this under here, especially since similar players to Rudy Gobert are going under this mark at a 33% rate, which is a really good thing to see as well. I'm taking the under at 11.5 or at 12.5. 12.5 is a little bit safer, but 11.5 is going to give you that plus money. So either one you want to do, I like it. Go take this under, and that's going to be my second pick. Now, real quick before my third pick, which I also love a ton, it's probably the pick that I'm most confident in. I do want to let you know that I have a free plan over here on Winnable that you can join for completely free. It's $0 a month. I'm not going to charge you anything for it. And I'm not only going to give you the plays that I give out in these videos, but I'm also going to give you even more plays on top of that from my VIP for completely free. I'm only going to be doing this for a little bit longer, so if you want those free plays, go join my free plan. It's going to be the first link in the description or in the pinned comment. That's all I wanted to say. It's completely free. I just want to help y'all guys out. I want to help y'all be more profitable, so go sign up for that. You're going to get more plays. And then for our third pick, we're going to go over and take a look at Denny and his points at 12.5. We're on the season right now. He is hitting at a 76.7% rate. I'm not exactly sure where they're getting this line from. Obviously, in the past few games, he hasn't played the greatest. But as you can see right here, look at his minutes. 18 minutes, 23 minutes. He played 44 minutes in this game and he went over. 22 minutes and 25 minutes. So in those games, he's all playing under 30 minutes. But in this game, he's projected to play 30 minutes, which is huge. So watch what happens when he plays 30 plus minutes. Let's take a look at it. Let's put in between 27-ish and 33-ish minutes. And his percentage rises all the way up to 80% in 12 out of 15 games where he's played this many minutes. He has hit his over, and that right there is enough for me to want to take this over immediately. Minute discrepancies and injuries are where you find the most value in picks, and right here, these minutes are way too high for his line to be at 12.5. His line should probably be at somewhere around 14.5, and you see his hit rate's around 53%. That's probably where a sport book should want it. Maybe 13.5 because the Timberwolves have a good defense, but 12.5 is just way too low. I'm taking this all day long, especially since similar players against the Timberwolves are currently hitting their overs at a 60% rate, which is good to see. And in head-to-head matchups where he's played 25 plus minutes, I think, he went over as well. He had 17 in this game. He only played 25 minutes. So if he plays even more minutes, I don't see any reason why he doesn't hit his over. I'm super confident in this. That's my third pick, and I really do think we have a great shot at making some money with these three plays that I gave you today. Let's recap real quick just to show you. Kobe White, over 4.5 assists. Rudy Gobert, under rebounds at 12.5 or 11.5. At 11.5, you're going to get that plus money that I was talking about. And then, like we just said, over points, 12.5. I think it's pretty free. I mean, he's hitting it at 80% on the season right here when he plays 27 to 33 minutes. Absolutely insane. Great value. So go lock these picks in. Subscribe to the free plan with the first link in the description if you want more free plays on top of this. And until next time, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. And now, let's all go print some money.